Esteemed keynote speakers, co-paper presenters, participants and organizers of this prestigious online international conference. My topic for this session is communication during online teaching. The year 2020 will probably be remembered as the year which divided history into pre-COVID and post-COVID times. COVID-19 has not just been a pandemic, but it has been an agent of disruption. Every aspect of life has been forced to change, be it transport, education, economy, industry, businesses, everything. Education has been no exception. But unlike other fields, education has not seen a complete stoppage of activity. The reason is online teaching. Online teaching was fairly evolved by the time COVID hit us. Now what we see is a transition of online teaching, an attempt to make it broad-based. This transition brings with its own set of challenges, and one is communication during online teaching. What are the challenges in communication during online teaching? These can be summarized into three. One is setting the stage, second, delivering the content, and three, engaging the student. Let us look into detail each of these. First is setting the stage. Unlike early days where a teacher could walk into a classroom with just a book or even without a book, in case of online teaching, the content needs to be prepared and converted into digital format early enough. Whether it is synchronous or asynchronous, the data has to be prepared and it has to be transmitted or transferred in digital format. Point two, earlier, based on a timetable, a teacher could walk into a classroom. It's not the same anymore. A teacher has to prepare a schedule and he has to send out announcements to students to be present at the time as in the schedule. Point three, your recording and transmission mechanisms need to be checked. You will have the best of presentations going waste because you forgot to click the record button. So you have to have your recording systems and your transfer systems well equipped and ready. And the last, quick substitutions may not be possible in case of online teaching. Earlier, in case of a casualty or an emergency, another teacher could step into your shoes. In online teaching, because the sheer amount of effort and time it requires to prepare, a quick substitution may not be possible. The second challenge is with regard to content, delivering the content. In case of online teaching, exhaustive research and accuracy should be required. Your content should be error-free because it is possible for the students and all those who see it to verify the accuracy of your content. Not only should your content be accurate, the delivery of your content should be error-free as it can be viewed repeatedly and it will be transmitted across the world. Point three, your content should be extremely well organized. It should not be a case where your oral presentation goes one way and your visual presentation goes in another way. Your delivery needs to match the content that is being displayed. The last point here is, but the biggest point is lack of opportunity or flexibility to use body language. This is one of the most important advantages a teacher has in a conventional face-to-face classroom. In an online classroom, this advantage is not present. Challenge three is engaging the student. How do you engage a student when communicating in an online class? It is difficult to ascertain the mood of the class and to structure or change the class according to the student's feedback. Lack of instant feedback is a big problem as far as online teaching is concerned. Point two is that it is impossible to ensure unwavering attention or full participation from a student. How many times have you faced the difficulty of not being able to understand whether a student has gone through a lesson which you recorded and delivered online? Your electronic mechanisms will help you to understand whether the student has opened the session, but has he gone through it in full detail? You don't know. Point three, difficulty in personally clarifying doubts, explaining one-to-one as in a face-to-face session. In early situations or in conventional situations, it will be possible for a student who has a doubt or who needs clarity on a particular topic to walk into a staff room, engage with the teacher and clarify his doubt, which is a difficult thing in an online session. Communication in online teaching, we have understood what are the challenges. Having understood the challenges, let us now move to the solutions. There are three solutions to all the problems we understood with regard to communicating during online teaching. These are, one is being human, second is being relevant, and the third is to be functional. Being human. Teachers should not be overwhelmed by the perceived ease or complexity of teaching online. It should not be a case where teachers find online teaching to be extremely easy. You by heart a subject or a topic and then deliver it and walk off. Or it should not be a case where the teacher feels that an online session is extremely complex, with a lot of apparatus, people, and systems and processes, that he refuses to invest time and attention in trying to understand and deliver online sessions. Point 2, you should take care to deliver that. Your content should be delivered not like a newsreader, but rather your content should be like a master transferring knowledge to his student. It should not be that you have a particular piece of news to be delivered to the student, you deliver it and then you move away. It should be like a master teaching his student, transferring knowledge to his student. Point 3, let your demeanor not be frozen. Have a warmth that radiates across the cameras and reaches your students. Be pleasant so that your students are put at ease. Next is, use body language to the extent possible. Admittedly, we have constraints here. Your use of body language is restricted by your camera frames, your microphones, availability of lights, plus the fact that you have a notion that you are not teaching students live. But to the best extent possible, use body language. The last point is, accept mistakes, snafus, but still move ahead. Whatever can go wrong will possibly go wrong. When we make mistakes, we should accept that it is human to make mistakes. Understand what the mistake was, try to correct it, and then proceed. The second solution is to be relevant. This is mostly related to content. Your content should be well researched and it should be presented with a view to student outcomes. If the content is relevant, the student will find that it sensitizes him, it forces him to think, it opens up to him new vistas of knowledge, then it becomes relevant to him. So also, you should take care to ensure that your sessions are made lively. You can have debates, group work, online participation by resource persons without them being physically present. You can give students assignments, correct them, and give them feedback. Whatever you did to ensure your offline face-to-face classes were lively can be used in your online session as well, but in a different format. The last point here is brevity. Brevity is the soul of any online class. Your sessions should be brief enough so that the student's attention doesn't drift away. But at the same time, when your sessions are brief, it should not be a case that your students are left wanting for more. Be accessible to students, give them opportunity to come to you to clarify their doubts, raise questions, be accessible to them for providing information and knowledge. The last solution is to be functional. Teachers have to invest time and effort to be enabled as confident digital communicators. A variety of tools are available, a variety of learning management systems like Moodle, Kahoot, Zoom, Skype, WebEx, Google Meet. Lot of tools, devices and processes are available. Teachers should take care to invest time and effort to be conversant with at least some of these tools so that they stay ahead on the learning curve with regard to their students. Second, professionalism should be a practice for teachers when doing online sessions. From fixing up schedules in advance to evaluating a student's assignment, teachers should bring in an element of professionalism into their online teaching. Point 3, infrastructure and personal requirement to be set up in advance. Of course, doing an online session is not easy. When you do online sessions, you might require infrastructural assistance as well as assistance from skilled personnel. Make sure you have all this in advance so that you do not feel distressed at the time of delivery of your session. The last point is to have empathy to those on the other side of the digital divide and to make digital learning, online learning inclusive. What good is your communication if half of the people you intend to are not able to receive your communication? These are people who are on the rain shadow of digital communication. They have no access to devices or instruments which will enable them to access your online teaching. So if your communication ought to be effective, you should take efforts to include those students who are on the unfortunate side of online learning. To sum up, our response to challenges and our ability to see opportunities will determine our success as competent communicators in online teaching. Thank you.